Hello and welcome. If you're an educator, you know that your most valuable resource is time, right? Time to connect with students, time to innovate, and, time to actually teach. Today, we're diving into how AI can become your ultimate co-pilot in the classroom, helping you reclaim that time and seriously supercharge your lesson planning. Let's get right into it. Just imagine this for a second. What if you had an assistant who never gets tired, happens to be an expert in any subject you need, and can help you draft a week's worth of lessons, differentiate activities, or even just brainstorm a brilliant lesson hook in a matter of seconds? Well, that's not science fiction anymore. It's the practical reality of using AI as your planning partner.
So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll talk about the right way to think about AI as your co-pilot. Then we'll get super practical, looking at how it helps with everything from those big, long-range unit plans all the way down to daily lessons. We'll also explore how to craft really engaging student activities. And finally, we'll see how all this stuff comes together to become your new teaching superpower.
Okay, let's start with the right mindset, because this is crucial. This is not about replacing teachers. It's about empowering them. Think of AI not as an autopilot that takes over, but as a really sophisticated co-pilot that handles all the routine checks, freeing you up to actually fly the plane. You're the one who brings the vision, the pedagogy, the deep understanding of your students. You are the architect of the learning experience. AI, it's simply the most powerful toolkit you've ever had to build that vision. It frees you up to focus not just on the lesson structure, but on that spark of curiosity you want to ignite. Your expertise is, and always will be, the most important part of the equation.
So how does this actually work, in practice? Let's start with the big picture. Mapping out entire units of study. This is something that can often take days, or let's be honest, even weeks of work.
The power here is incredible, and it's all in a single prompt. Instead of starting with a totally blank page, you can ask the AI to generate a complete unit framework for you, giving you essential questions, key vocabulary, even assessment ideas. Now, is it the final product? No, but it's an amazing first draft that saves you hours and hours of that foundational work.
Great teaching isn't just about introducing new stuff. It's about making sure that past learning actually sticks. And this prompt tackles that problem head-on. You can ask the AI to strategically design a whole spiral review plan, making sure those key concepts are revisited over time in a bunch of different formats.
And look at the output. It's a clear, actionable plan. It starts simple, and then it builds in complexity over time. It's basically mapping out a spaced repetition strategy for you without you having to do all the heavy lifting. Okay, let's zoom in from that monthly view right down to the weekly grind. This prompt right here is a total game changer. By telling the AI to act as an expert teacher, you're priming it to give you really high-quality, pedagogically sound stuff. You can ask for an entire week of lessons, all aligned to your specific standards.
And the output is structured just like a teacher would think, starting with objectives, then moving to checkpoints, then to the actual activities. What this really means is that the AI handles the tough work of drafting, which frees you up to focus on refining and customizing everything for your specific students.
All right, now that we have our framework, let's zoom in on what the students will actually be doing. This is where AI can be an incredible partner in creativity and, so importantly, in differentiation. Every single teacher knows the challenge of a mixed ability classroom. How do you meet every learner exactly where they are? This prompt gives you a direct solution. You can ask the AI to design a whole station rotation lesson, which is a proven model for managing a bunch of different activities at the same time. And just like that, the AI lays out a complete, logical plan. You get a station for direct instruction, one for independent practice, one for collaboration, and, this is key, a fourth station for extension and enrichment. It's basically a blueprint for a differentiated and really dynamic lesson. Let's get even more direct about differentiation, because this is a big one. With a prompt like this, you can take any learning standard and ask for 3 totally distinct versions of a lesson. So you're not just getting a one-size-fits-all plan, you're getting tailored options for all the different learners in your room. And the result is so powerful. For your emerging learners, the task might be something foundational, like identifying key terms. For your on-level students, it's about comprehension. And for your advanced students, you're pushing them into higher-order thinking, like analysis. This is meaningful differentiation, and you can get it on demand. So many of us have these digital folders just full of old worksheets. Well, what if you could breathe new life into them? You can literally feed the text of a worksheet to an AI and ask it to convert it into an inquiry-based task.
This isn't just a simple makeover, it's a pedagogical upgrade, transforming a passive activity into a real thinking challenge that gets students curious.
So, let's bring it all together. When you combine all these different capabilities, you're not just planning lessons anymore. You're unlocking a new superpower, the ability to generate high-quality, creative teaching solutions in an instant.
Oh man, we've all been there. A surprise assembly shortens your class period, or you just need a solid plan, fast. This prompt is like your emergency button. It will generate a hyper-focused, high-impact mini-lesson that you can use right away. It's an absolute professional lifesaver.
Or what about just beating that creative block? We all know the first 5 minutes of a lesson are so critical. Instead of struggling to come up with a hook, just ask the AI for 3 different ideas. In seconds, you have multiple creative options to choose from to really grab your students' attention from the get-go. And this is what it's all for. Now, while this number here is conceptual, the idea behind it is profoundly real. By offloading that initial drafting to your AI copilot, you don't just reclaim time from paperwork. You reclaim energy, that mental and emotional energy that can be reinvested where it truly, truly matters, connecting with your students.
Ultimately, the big takeaway is this. Let the AI handle the what, the initial draft, the structure, the basic content. This frees you, the expert educator, to perfect the how, the delivery, the classroom culture, the relationships, and to really inspire the why, that genuine love of learning itself. By embracing AI as your co-pilot, you're not just becoming more efficient. You're opening up a whole new world of possibilities for creativity and connection in your classroom. So the only question left is, with all this newfound time and support, where will you and your students go next?